So the PDL regular season has finished, and there was a four-way tie for first place. Four different teams, all finished at 6-4. However, your Halifax Masquerainmen had the best tiebreakers, and so got the 1 seed, and did indeed get that first round playoff bye. First round of the playoffs is this week, so that means no PDL set this week. Instead, I just felt like trying out a little gimmick. We're going to try some Halifax Masquerainmen Pokemon on the Regulation G ladder. Unfortunately, of course, I didn't draft any Regulation G Pokemon, so I've had to make this work, I've decided to draft some on the fly right now. I have 3 teams here that I've quickly thrown together, leaning on some of the basic, obvious, stereotypical modes of my team. So, Terapagos was actually the first one that I thought of. Because I'm interested in the calm mindsets that it can run, and I actually have a lot of disruptive options on my PDL team to support it. But then, as I thought about it more, I thought, well, I have a rain mode on my team that I've been using throughout the season. I should probably make a Kyogre team as well. And I have a manual electric terrain that I've been running with future Paradox Pokemon. I should probably make a Miraidon team. So we have all 3. Don't know that they're any good, but we'll give them a go. First off, again, the builds here are very simple. So this one's just a Choice Scarf Kyogre with support Thunderous as a second rain setter. Iron Leaves is here. Maybe it can help in some matchups. Oh, it also has Quick Guard to protect Kyogre from priority, because of course I can't use Serena or Farigiraf in this gimmick. And then I just have both my Swift Swim Pokemon, very basic sets that of the likes of which you've seen from me in the regular season. And honestly, I just threw on Mismagius because I wasn't using Mismagius on either of these other teams, and between all 3 teams, the way they're set up, I have every Pokemon from my PDL roster except Slowpoke, so I want to squeeze Mismagius in somewhere, might as well throw it onto here. Next team, Specs Miraidon, just like Rajan Ball recently won Indianapolis with. Again, support Thunderous, also giving me the desired field condition. And then all 3 of my future Paradox Pokemon. Iron Treads is no longer on my PDL team and has never been there at the same time as Iron Thorns, but this isn't a PDL set, so I can use both of them if I want. And finally, the return of Electric Seed Gligar, now carrying Tailwind. And then over here we have Calm Mind Terapagos with, again, a support Thunderous, this one running Eerie Impulse and Scary Face to help Terapagos set up. This Iron Leaves... First of all, it gets boosted Psyblade in electric terrain from Thunderous, but it also is booster speed with Quash, which again is a little bit of speed control for Terapagos. And then Yawn, Baby Doll Eyes Sylveon, which along with Iron Leaves can also help to cover fighting types. Follow Me Magmar, Fake Out Persian. All pretty straightforward. I think I just didn't ever choose a Terra type for Magmar. I don't think I made an intentional choice that it would be Fire, so we'll just go with Grass. I thought about a goal for this video, but I don't really know. I think I'll just play 5 games with each team and see how it goes. So we'll start with the Kyogre one. Nice and simple. We probably win if Scarf Kyogre and 2 Swift Swim users overwhelm the opponent's team, and we probably lose if they don't. But that's the kind of content this is. Alright, Smeargle, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Incineroar, Breloom, Wellspring, Mask, Ogerpon, and Riolu. I don't know why you would run Riolu. Forgot to put timer on. There we go. I don't know why you would run Riolu if not for coaching. Which I guess could work with the Ogerpon or the Breloom. I don't really know what they're cooking here. And since I don't... Well, okay, so I kind of want to just blast this team with Water Spout, but the Ogerpon is actually kind of an issue for that, isn't it? I can lead Kyogre Beartick and try to catch the Ogerpon with Beartick's coverage, or the Breloom with an Icicle Spear. And then might as well bring Barrascuda and Iron Leaves in the back. Just try to overwhelm them with offense. That's the whole idea here. Smeargle, Ogerpon. I think I'm... Well, This Miraidon will probably fake out Kyogre. So I'll switch to Iron Leaves, and I'll just try to get an Icicle Spear into the Ogre Pond. Getting rid of that could potentially be very helpful, although I don't really know what the Smeargle's game is here. It's actually, okay, I guess wrong. And they fake out the Beartic. Excuse me if I'm a little sniffly. The seasonal allergies have just started to really hit in the last week or two. I don't want to let the Smeargle get going, but I'm more worried about the Ogre Pond still. So I'll double target that as they protect. They don't have Spiky Shield for some reason. I guess that's sort of beneficial to my Iron Leaves. Smeargle puts the Beartic to sleep, but it can't do the same to Iron Leaves, so that's something. Unfortunately, I don't have Sacred Sword on this Iron Leaves, and the Smeargle is now at +6 defense. But what can you do? I feel like an Ogre Pond switch out is pretty telegraphed here, so I'm going to Leaf Blade the Smeargle. No, I'm still going to Leaf Blade the Ogre Pond. I'll double target it. I'll throw off a Liquidation, try to catch like Incineroar or something on the switch, as it actually stays in and just annihilates my Iron Leaves. So this game could not be going much worse. As Beartic, I guess there's a mandatory sleep turn for Beartic anyway. Smeargle goes for Decorate into the Ogre Pond. And I don't really have anything for that. I guess I just go Kyogre and click Thunder. And still try to get rid of the Ogre Pond with Icicle Spear as well. As the Smeargle goes for Follow Me, and the Ogre Pond wipes out my Kyogre. Alright, well, that's game one. I guess we'll play it out, but... No, we're not going to play it out. It's over. Alright, on to the next. Kyogre Team is 0-1 so far. This one is Chien-Pao, Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, Cornerstone Mask, Ogre Pond, Groudon, which is a bit of a problem, and Hisuian Lilligant. I think I like Thundurus here for weather control. I'll put Kyogre in the back, so I'll bring Thundurus with Barrascuda, Kyogre in the back, and I'll bring Beartic. I don't know what I'm doing with this team if I'm not just trying to overwhelm with fast rain Pokemon. They don't lead Groudon, so... But, I mean, I could try to switch in here. I think I always Terastallize Thundurus this game, because this Terra Steel is going to give it a lot more survivability in this matchup. I'll go for a Rain Dance here. And I'll go for Liquidation into the Fluttermane. Hopefully I can just delete that. But let's see. My opponent's really thinking about this. Ooh, Sucker Punch does a lot to my Barrascuda, but we do delete the Fluttermane. So that's something. Is Groudon coming back? I realize I have made Thundurus vulnerable to Groudon by terrestrializing it like that. Quick Rain Dance. I'm thinking is I can't safely... I am going to click Liquidation into Groudon, but they probably just do that, yeah. But, as they also delete my Thundurus, but now... I can get off big hits with these two Pokemon, so that's something. Just go for a Water Spout. Sucker Punch is going to do a lot. I'll go for an Origin Pulse. And target the Chien-Pao slot with Icicle Spear. They don't Sucker Punch the Kyogre, so I actually had a safe Water Spout there. That's unfortunate for me. But we do hit. And now they can't get the sun up. As it's the Lilligant last, just click Origin Pulse and Icicle Spear again. And it looks like a win. 1-1. already taking a little bit of time. Maybe I only need 3 games with each team. But we'll see how we feel. This team is 1-1, so if it is only 3 games, will it go positive? This is a mono dragon team with Miraidon, Noivern, Raging Bolt, Dragapult, Dragonite, and Hydreigon, so that is tricky. What do I have on this Mismagius? I do have Dazzling Gleam and Icy Wind, but I still don't love it here. I mean, it does switch in to an extent on Miraidon and probably Dragonite. This is another game where I want Thundurus, and probably Kyogre in the back for weather control. This time I'll lead Beartic. I'll bring Kyogre, and I will bring Mismagius. Might as well give her a shot, right? Okay, it's Noivern, Dragapult. Just Rain Dance and Icicle Spear into the Noivern is, if it goes for Tailwind, I think even in Rain the Noivern is going to outspeed my Beartic, so they'll get the Tailwind up if they go for it. Which makes me want to target the Noivern because the Dragapult might be clicking Phantom Force. On the other hand, the Dragapult might be clicking Dragon Darts. I'll take my chances and target the Dragapult. No Tailwind. Okay. Or I was wrong about the speeds. I was wrong about the speeds. The Noivern is definitely going to go before the Beartic now. So I could have denied Tailwind there, but I did at least get rid of a bigger offensive threat. And actually, I can Scary Face the Noivern, and then I know that Icicle Spear will go first. I'll try that. Of course, I can't Scary Face the Hydreigon. So that's still potentially a threat. As they actually switch to Miraidon, so that's yeah, good move by them. They get rid of my Beartic. That's pretty bad for me. I don't see much value locking myself into Water Spout when everything on their team resists it. I think the single target Ice Beam is okay here. And I'm just going to throw off a Wild Bolt Storm with that. Try to get some chip and maybe a pair on something. I targeted Ice Beam into the Miraidon there, but catching Noivern on the switch is just fine, as Thundurus tanks that Dark Pulse from the Hydreigon. Gets off the Wild Bolt Storm for 30% as the Hydreigon no longer resists. Unfortunately, we don't get the Para, but we can here safely get weather control with the Rain Dance, and I'll try to finish off the Hydreigon as Miraidon protects, so that's convenient. Heat Wave is not doing much to Kyogre. Ice Beam isn't doing as much back as I'd like, but here I can lock my Mismagius. Their Tailwind is gone. I haven't Terra'd yet, so I can actually Terra Fairy my Mismagius and lock into Dazzling Gleam and Ice Beam the Hydreigon again. The game didn't end this turn. Oh, the Hydreigon hangs on with 1%, but this is still a win. Right? Yeah, because Mismagius is faster than Hydreigon. Oh, I forgot. I'm so used to running Specs Mismagius in the PDL, I forgot that this one's not choiced. And a Shadow Ball. I mean, Dazzling Gleam would have done it too, but there we go, 2-1. I'll stick to the premise. I'll do 5 games with each team. Okay, Miraidon, Iron Treads, Cresselia, Tornadus, Torkoal, and Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. So this has a Trick Room mode. It's not a Trick Room team. It actually looks to me like more like it wants to play in Tailwind. Or it's kind of 50-50. I think I lead Kyogre Thundurus here so I can get speed control into the Miraidon. Do I have a way to deny Trick Room? I have Taunt on Thundurus. Don't hate Mismagius here. And I think I'll bring Barrascuda. See what my opponent does. Thinking about it. Oh, never mind. Okay, it's Torkoal Ogerpon lead, But I can just click... Oh, they don't have Drought on the Torkoal. That's almost certainly an error. I can just Water Spout and Wild Bolt Storm pretty safely, I think, as that was my doorbell, so I will have to go answer that in a moment. Okay, that was not safe at all. I guess I'll answer my door when I finish this game. I'm not expecting anyone, but we'll find out what's going on. Try to Liquidation into the Torkoal slot. They probably switch. Oh, but they don't have Drought. I keep forgetting. Liquidation and Wild Bolt Storm. I guess I'll try to turn timer off and answer my door now. Where do I do that? Where's the... Okay. No, I think I know what it is. It's fine. Here, okay, try to take out the Crest and Wild Bolt Storm. Ally switch is not really much of a problem. Here's the Miraidon. And I'll just go for a Drill Run into that and a Scary Face. See where that gets me. It does allow Trick Room, possibly. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Discharge takes out my Pokemon. Don't know that we win these, because it depends on the Torkoal. And okay, try to finish off the Miraidon. They could protect. And this is the last turn of Rain, of course. Well, okay, we'll just try to win it from here. Don't worry about the doorbell. I know what that was now, and I can wait. But I will pause the recording after this game. They go for Eruption, even though it was very predictable they were going to take a big hit. This team's now 3-1, and I am going to quickly find out what's going on at my door. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, doorbell's dealt with. All good there. A little unfortunate that I was unfocused last game, but one more with this team. And then we move on to the next one. We got another Sun team. That's 3 in a row, I think, isn't it? Groudon, Sandy Shocks, interesting. Venusaur, Tornadus, Walking Wake, and Incineroar. This team absolutely wants to have the Sun up, so I definitely want to lead Thundurus here. I'll lead Thundurus with Beartic because they have a bunch of ice weaknesses. I'll bring Kyogre in the back, as usual. And don't really like Iron Leaves here. Actually, Iron Leaves is good into like half this team. Magus isn't good here. Well, not especially anyway. Barraskewda's not great here either. I'll bring Barraskewda in the back. But hey, playing with house money because this team has already gone positive. No Sun lead from them. However, I set my Rain Dance anyway because Beartic needs it and because they could try to be slick and switch Groudon in here. And I'll just go for an Icicle Spear into the Venusaur. I think it's a bigger threat than the Sandy Shocks. The Venusaur, of course, could throw off Sleep Powder. They could do Gravity Sleep Powder, although the Sandy Shocks not having a booster energy is throwing me a little bit. They go for their Intimidate and block the Icicle Spear with Protect, so that's pretty smart of them, unfortunately for me. I'll taunt with the Covert Cloak on the Thundurus, so I don't have to worry about Fake Out. I'll taunt the Venusaur so it can't Sleep Powder. And just notice I don't have Protect on Beartic. That's a pretty safe Fake Out target, but I will just... taunt the Venusaur and... I'll go for a Rock Slide. Okay, they switched to Groudon here. That's why I didn't want to click Liquidation. Because of the Groudon. Oh, Mental Herb Venusaur. And they put my Beartic to sleep. That's unfortunate for me. Okay, Rain Dance. And I'll click Icicle Spear into Groudon. I have already taken the mandatory sleep turn, so it is possible to wake up here. Unfortunately, there's another Intimidate on the pivot to Incineroar. And a Sleep Powder, because of course the Venusaur, I never did manage to taunt the Venusaur. Take my mandatory sleep turn here, and the problem with this whole game plan is there's nothing that I want to switch in here. That would have been the case for Iron Leaves, I guess. But... Well, they might want to pivot the Incineroar out again, so I guess I'll swap to Barraskewda. This is offering up another Sleep Powder target, as they pivot the Groudon into the other slot anyway. They chip Barraskewda pretty well, unfortunately, with that U-turn. Sandy Shocks gets in here, now with its speed boost. Can knock out... Well, maybe not knock out my Thundurus, I don't know. But I'll just protect and try to get a Rain Dance. I don't get it. Okay, at least they don't accomplish too much in their turn. And I'm banking it all on actually landing the Rain Dance here. And I'll try to get the Liquidation into Sandy Shocks. They protect the Groudon, so that's convenient. I was worried that I was making a trade here with the Barraskewda. It's Focus Sash Sandy Shocks, so I'm not making a trade because nobody got KO'd. I can't finish it with Wild Bolt Storm because, of course, it's a ground type. So, well, they're both ground. Even worse, they're both ground types. What do I do here? I'm not that afraid of the Sandy Shocks, is the thing. So I think I'm okay to Liquidation into Groudon. They might go Incineroar, but that still doesn't want to take a Liquidation. If they go Venusaur, I can fish for a KO with, or at least big damage on the Terra Water Venusaur with Wild Bolt Storm. So that's what I'll do. They switch to Incineroar on the other slot, but of course I have to clear Amulet, Barraskewda. Okay, they do also switch to Venusaur, so they handle my Liquidation pretty well. That still does a lot of damage, though. And the Wild Bolt Storm almost finishes Venusaur off. Pretty safe to go for another one, though they'll probably switch a ground type in. And I can try to get a Liquidation into the paralyzed Incineroar, as they do just let me have that. They don't switch at all. So they'll get Groudon in here with the sun up, but that actually gives me weather control because I can just click Rain Dance very safely now. And now, with them down to only 2 Pokemon, I think I will use Barraskewda to try to finish off the Sandy Shocks, as they let me do that. So now it's Groudon against the world. Okay, yeah, Precipice Blades can hit the Thundurus and Gravity, but now I get Kyogre and Beartick in with Rain. They've already used their Terra. I will Terra Water, Water Spout, Choice Scarf, and Beartick has a chance to wake up here, go for the Icicle Spear. As it does do that, looks like the Icicle Spear won't KO, but the Terra Water Spout is very overkill into a 6% Groudon in Rain. So, okay, the Rain team went 4-1, pretty good. Time to switch over to Electric Terrain with Miraidon and a bunch of its futuristic pals. And our first opponent has Black Kyurem, Whimsicott, Gouging Fire, some kind of Urshifu, Gholdengo, and Gastrodon. Not a great Miraidon matchup, is it? Although I do have the Draco Meteor. I think this team almost always leads Miraidon, like Rajan was doing in Indianapolis. Question is what to pair it with. So, Miraidon lead can threaten the Dragon types with Draco Meteor. It can threaten Urshifu, Gholdengo, and to an extent Whimsicott with an electric attack. The biggest problem is the Gastrodon. And the biggest answer to that is Iron Leaves. And then I'll bring Iron Treads, and I'll just bring all the future guys for this first game. See where that gets me. It is Single Strike Urshifu. That's a bit of a problem for my Iron Leaves. But I can Volt Switch. There is an aggressive play they can make that beats this, but I can Volt Switch, Terrafire. Yeah, I think Sacred Sword is good. They have a lot of Leaf Blade switch-ins. Terrafire, Sacred Sword. Okay, good that they don't KO Miraidon here. I was worried about them double attacking into Miraidon. But we definitely take this. I will go to Iron Thorns. It's pretty strong into most of the rest of their team, and we are now finishing off the Urshifu here. See what they go for. The Gouging Fire. They have used their Terra already. They can go for a Breaking Swipe. But I feel like the Rock Slide, Psyblade combos should still do a lot of damage. They do get their Breaking Swipe off. Moonblast into Iron Thorns is not a huge deal. That Psyblade does so much damage. Oh, I have Clear Amulet on the Iron Leaves. Even I forgot. So that Psyblade was not nerfed at all. I'll just go for another Rock Slide and a Psyblade into the Kyurem. Not really thinking about this. It's fair enough. I don't think I'd want to be in their position. They do finish off my Iron Thorns, and that's fine, as that Psyblade does so much damage. And now I'll go Iron Treads here. It's Assault Vest, so I don't have Protect on it, but I can Earthquake and protect Iron Leaves, as they actually protect the Kyurem. So maybe I actually should have double targeted the Whimsicott there, because now I'm letting them get Tailwind back up. But my Iron Treads is still pretty healthy. I'll go for, this time, an Iron Head into Kyurem. Still don't want to risk missing. And I'll try to finish with the Whimsicott with Psyblade. It's the last turn of Electric Terrain, but I do still have Miraidon in the back. They forfeit. Okay, good start. Next game. Okay, a Terapagos with Incineroar, Rillaboom, probably Rapid Strike or Shifu. They agreed to open team sheet, so I'll agree to it as well. It is Calm Mind Terapagos, which is what I expected. The Incineroar has Will-O-Wisp, maybe Rillaboom, Rapid Strike, Booster, Tornado. Okay. I'm already starting to feel a bit of time pressure. That's okay. Lead Miraidon. I'll just leave Miraidon Iron Leaves again. That seems pretty strong here. Bring Iron Treads for sure. That could cover some of their stuff. And yeah, let's bring the same 4 Pokemon again, actually. So, my Miraidon is modest. Hold on. It is Booster Energy Flutter Mane. Okay, so we'll definitely go before Miraidon. Because, same base speed. There's his boosting speed. I think I Terra Miraidon here. They might... well, hold on. If I Terra Miraidon, then I can't Terra Iron Leaves. But I do turn off Fairy Weakness. But I actually think I'm fine with switching to Iron Treads and Terra Fire Psyblade into the Rillaboom, potentially. That's a little unfortunate because I don't get the Electric Terrain buff anymore, as that does a little less than half, but can't be burned anymore, so that's nice. Here, I'm actually going to hard swap Miraidon back in and protect to dodge a possible fake out. Don't really want to lose the Clear Amulet against this knockoff Incineroar. Okay, that Crit Wood Hammer does a lot of damage to Miraidon. Bit unfortunate, but we do avoid a knockoff. And here, I'm going to go for Electro Drift into Incineroar. Try to delete that, and try to delete the Rillaboom with Psyblade, as they don't switch. I actually thought they would, and we do just delete both of their Pokemon. That's very convenient for me. Flutter Mane is back in now with Terapagos. The Flutter Mane doesn't have the speed boost anymore, but it probably is modest. So, or excuse me, it probably is timid. So I'll switch to Iron Treads again, and I'll try to get off a big Psyblade into the Flutter Mane. If I get them down to just Terapagos, then that, I would think, improves my chances of overcoming a potential setup from it. That said, the Terrastellar does take away my electric terrain, so yeah, don't quite delete the Fluttermane there. Earth Power into Iron Treads, plus the Icy Wind is not ideal. Does the Fluttermane have Protect? It does not, so I can finish it off with Psyblade here. And I'll just go for an Iron Head into the Terapagos. I don't think they'll let me, but... Oh! Okay. Iron Treads is still alive, but yeah, it's slower than the Terapagos now. That's to be expected in this situation. I'll go Miraidon here, get my terrain back up, and I can go for... Electro Drift and Psyblade. And that just... The Electro Drift alone just wipes out Terapagos. So we really are seeing... If anyone missed the Indianapolis Regional, we really are seeing how broken Miraidon is here. Game 3, and it is... This looks like one of the early versions of the team in Aaron Trailer's team report. Like maybe some of the stuff that Rajon was working on earlier. I did read the team report earlier today. It was a pretty good read. I don't know how to play this mirror. I intuitively think that I like Miraidon Thunderous because I can get speed control against their Miraidon in what's probably a speed tie. The Iron Hands could be a problem with Fake Out, but we'll work with that. Iron Leaves is pretty strong offensively, and I'm actually gonna bring Gligar because it's an electric and ground immunity, which is potentially kind of nice here. We lead Farigiraf and Ursaluna. Does the Farigiraf have Protect? I would think it probably does. I would expect so. But I will gamble on this anyway. I will try a Volt Switch into the Farigiraf. And it's a little unfortunate that I... Oh, well, I can't get off an Eerie... If they keep the Farigiraf in, I can't get off an Eerie Impulse into the Ursaluna anyway. Thunderous is really not doing much here at all, but there's also not really anyone I want to switch in. I guess I'll switch Gligar in. It's not that valuable. Helping Hand from the Farigiraf. So we do just get rid of that, but they're probably going to get off a big Hyper Voice or something. I feel like my second most expendable Pokemon after Gligar is Thunderous. And I actually go for Earth Power into that slot. So that's convenient for me. Thunderous really doesn't do much here apart from the speed control roll that I was talking about. But with the Farigiraf not around, I can at least taunt the Iron Hands and try to prevent any setup that they might have in their back pocket. I don't know if they do have any, but we can stop them if they do. And I'll just try to go for a high horsepower, I guess, into the Iron Hands. They Fake Out Thunderous, but of course I have the Covert Cloak. High horsepower really doesn't do much without a boost, as they just delete my Gligar with Blood Moon. But here I can get Iron Leaves in pretty comfortably. There's nobody that wants to switch in on this except Incineroar. And Incineroar doesn't want to... Well, I mean, it's their Pokemon that at least wants to take a Wild Bolt Storm. Maybe it does want to. That also would mean that they didn't bring their Miraidon. So yeah, we will try that. And I will attack into the Ursaluna slot because that's a giant threat. Doesn't quite KO, unfortunately. It does make itself vulnerable to Wild Bolt Storm, but we missed that, which is also pretty unfortunate. However, the Ursaluna is now one turn away from being KO'd by its Life Orb. And more importantly, in this position... Here's the thing. If they have Miraidon in the back, and why wouldn't they, then locking into Electro Drift is actually very bad for me. But locking into Draco Meteor is also not great. But I think I have to assume that they have Miraidon in the back, so I think I do lock into Draco Meteor into the Ursaluna, and I'll try to Psyblade the Iron Hands. They actually switched Miraidon into the Psyblade slot, so that's relatively good news for me. Protect the bear, that's fine, but look at how much damage that did, and this is probably a speed tie between our two Miraidon. As I just have to hope that I win that and Psyblade the bear. They forfeit? Did they know something I didn't? That was game 3, I think, with this team. My bad if I'm ripping you off, but did they know something I didn't? That seemed winnable for them. Okay, Lunala, Slowking, Slitherwing, Abomasnow, Avalugg, and Dragalge. This is the Trick Roomiest Trick Room team I've ever seen in my life. I'll lead Thundurus and hope that Taunt is enough to deny Trick Room. Wouldn't bet that it is, but one can hope. So I guess I'll do Miraidon Thundurus. Iron Thorns is pretty strong into this, except the Slitherwing. And Iron Leaves is not that great into this, but who on my team is? I guess Gligar actually is kind of reasonable. Flying weak, ground weak. Sure, why not? It is Lunala Slitherwing, so I have to watch out for the first impression into Miraidon. I will switch Gligar into cover for that, and I'll try to taunt the Lunala, and if they have a Mental Herb, then I probably just lose, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, first impression, we tanked that pretty well with the Electric Seed boost, and they don't have a Mental Herb, and we do get the taunt off. And I am just going to try to set Gligar up. If it works, amazing. And I'll click Wild Bolt Storm, because why not? They might switch Lunala out here. They don't have anyone. Well, they have a couple of Electric Resists. They have a couple Pokemon that switch in fine on this. But even so. I also can't Wide Guard if the Lunala has that, because that's also stopped by Taunt. I don't know if they'll let me get the Swords Dance Gligar, but that would be pretty hype. Just go right for Meat Eater Beam and delete my Thundurus. So, okay, can't get a Taunt off again, and they don't let me have the Gligar set up. Unfortunate for me, but in this position... Slitherwing is probably fast, yeah. Well. Lunala is slower if it's absolute min speed compared to my Iron Thorns. I think I lock myself into Discharge here. I think I protect Terra Electric Discharge. And hopefully Iron Thorns can take the Discharge on the next turn since it's reasonably bulky and resist. Oh, that doesn't KO the Lunala. Not great for me, but they go for Iron Thorns. So that's good. The Lunala's taunt wears off, but it doesn't take another Discharge as they get their Abomasnow in here. And I'll just click Rock Slide and Discharge. They actually can shut this down with Wide Guard if they have it. Let's see. For my own future reference, I think 3 games with each team would have been fine. Well, still learning the craft here. Oh, that does a lot of damage to my own Iron Thorns. I'm not gonna lie. Completely just guessed the calc, didn't know at all, and thought it would probably do less than that. But they're down to their last Pokemon, and I can protect again here. It is the last turn of Electric Terrain. They can protect too to stall that out, but I don't know how much that helps them. It's the Avalugg, so I think that gets Wide Guard. I'm not 100% certain. But I'll try to discharge it. Do I lose if they have Wide Guard? Does their Wide Guard probably doesn't stop me from hitting my own Pokemon, right? I don't actually know that interaction, but intuitively it probably shouldn't. But it doesn't matter. If it does get Wide Guard, this one doesn't have it or doesn't use it here, and we win. One more with this team, if I've counted correctly, and I believe we are undefeated, but that might end here. This looks like a scary team. Ice Rider Calyrex, Farigiraf, Teal Mask Ogerpon, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Alcremie, and an Urshifu. As I think Prankster Taunt is not so good with the Farigiraf. hanging around, so I think I'm just going to lead Iron Serpent here and Iron Treads. Wait, that doesn't work, does it? I was thinking Disquake, but I can't do the Quake part. I don't know, Earthquake on the Gligar. That's okay. I can do Dis Horsepower or something. And we'll bring... What will we bring? Nobody's great here. I guess we'll bring Iron Leaves and Gligar. As they do lead their Trick Room setters. So I'm just going to Terra Electric right off the bat and Discharge. And I actually, I can go for Iron Head into Calyrex and cover for Terra Grass. And maybe get a flinch, or I can Rock Slide and maybe get a flinch. I'll do the first one of those as they actually switch to Ursaluna there. Discharge doesn't delete the Giraffe, so they do get their Trick Room up, and that's probably it for the winning streak. But I'll see what I can do. I'll swap out... I also brought all of one Pokemon with Protect, which is pretty bad, into Trick Room. I'll swap out for Gligar here, and I'll click Earthquake and hope they let me do that. Take the Hyper Voice from the Throat Spray Ursaluna. Not great. We get rid of the Giraffe, but the Earthquake does less than I would hope to the Bear. And the Calyrex is back in. And there's not a whole lot I can do when I've brought 3 Ice Weak Pokemon, I'm also noticing. I will Acrobatics. And I might as well Earthquake. But probably just going to get wrecked by Glacial Lance from here on. Gligar goes down. This is not going to do enough. I guess I should have gone for Iron Head. I'll go to my 1 Protect user and hope that I get double Protect luck. They're just going to knock out the Iron Treads here, but I'll try to get that Iron Head. Return too late. Let's see. Yep, no good. I mean, really, I still lose. I'll go for the double Protect, but Iron Leaves can't win this by itself. I'll try. And I'll click Electro Drift into the Calyrex. Oh, we do get the double Protect. Miraidon is Mirai gone. And the Electric Terrain is gone as well. As I guess my strongest attack into the Calyrex is Leaf Blade. Alright, 4-1 with this team as well. The Blood Moon is just too powerful. Finally, on to the last team, which was the first one I thought of. Terapagos setup with a bunch of annoying stuff around it. And our first opponent has Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, Chenpao, Rillaboom, Zamazenta, Fluttermane, and Tornadus. I'm very interested in Zamazenta. I want to start cooking with that, like, as soon as tomorrow. I only know one way to do this. It's just try to set up Terapagos right off the bat. For a second, I was like, wait, why do I have this Iron Leaves instead of Rillaboom? As if I forgot the whole premise of the video here. I'll lead I'll lead Magmar with Terapagos. I will bring Sylveon. And I'll bring Persian? Fake Out, Snarl, Taunt, Protect. I don't really know what the Persian does after the Fake Out. I'll bring it anyway. As it is Zamazenta Chenpao lead. Well, at least Magmar's Follow Me is pretty strong here. I'll also try Will-O-Wisp. Taking advantage of my Terra Shell this turn, but they can break Terra Shell and then go for a Body Press. I don't like that. Unfortunately, I think I have to be reactive here. Burn? No burn. Burn? No burn. Okay. Well, I can redirect one more attack. Why do I have Power Gem? I definitely meant to have Protect. That is 100% just a misclick. Redirect one more attack and then take advantage of the Terra Shell. Burn? Yes. Okay, Terra Shell. I mean, clutch here. Realizing I don't really know what the rest of the plan is. I mean, I guess I go for Fake Out into the Zamazenta and I Terra Starstorm. Or, Zamazenta could have Wide Guard. I don't know that it doesn't. Maybe I... Earth Power. Fake Out. Fake Out did 5%. But it's into Dauntless Shield boosted Zamazenta. That's Technician Fake Out right there. That's strong. We also deleted the Zamazenta, and it probably didn't have Wide Guard. That's not an issue anymore. The burn on the Chen Pao is coming in clutch, as that Sacred Sword did 17.5%. And go for the Ogre Pawn here. I just start clicking Terra Starstorm in this position, I think. I guess I'll swap to Sylveon. I don't know what I do with this Persian except get it back in and Fake Out again. And there's also, I don't see a huge threat on the field to my Terapagos. They can do some damage for sure. That did some damage, actually. Ah, okay. Ivy Cudgel crit is the threat. That's a little bit unfortunate for me, but just Fake Out. Admittedly into a possible Spiky Shield, but we'll live with that. And Hyper Voice. We do have Throat Spray, of course. Only true item. And I'm just going to fix Terapagos' set right now. That I absolutely 1,000,000% meant to have Protect all along, and just noticed mid-game that I had misclicked the move as, okay, I do burn my own Focus Sash on Spiky Shield, but honestly Persian is not that useful here anyway. There's my Throat Spray boost. I believe it's a super bulky Sylveon, so I don't know how much that's really going to do. I'll try for a Snarl if they'll let me do it. And I guess I'll just click Hyper Voice until I lose this game. As, yeah, okay, the Embody aspect is itself kind of a problem. That did a lot of damage, and that didn't do a lot of damage, so that is GG with this one. 0-1 start with the Terapagos team, 4 more to play. This person has a Miraidon Future Paradox Pokemon kind of game plan. So I will lead Terapagos with Thundurus to try to disrupt that. I don't hate Magmar here. Suppose I'll bring Magmar. And I'll bring... Excuse me. I'll bring... I will not bring... I was going to say I will not learn my lesson, I'll just bring Persian again, but no, I'll bring Sylveon. Sylveon has damage output outside of its first turn on the field. Pretty significant advantage there. The Tornadus could be a problem if it has Taunt. Taunted to either one of my Pokemon could be bad news, actually. I will try to Eerie Impulse the Miraidon. Big if they let me. And they do. That Volt Switch really doesn't do very much after the Eerie Impulse. They go Incineroar here, but I can protect Terapagos and just throw off a Wild Bolt Storm. I have the Covert Cloak on Thundurus. Can try to get damage on this and fish for a para. They do have Taunt. They taunt Terapagos here. Miss the Tornadus. The Incineroar could be faster than my Terapagos. Or not. I don't know. Oh, well, I can't Scary Face it anyway, because it's Dark type, so... Go for Earth Power, I guess. And another Wild Bolt Storm. They do taunt Terapagos here, but they actually knock off the Thundurus, which is huge. Terapagos keeps its item for now. Unfortunately, we missed the Wild Bolt Storm, but we can not protect because Terapagos is taunted. Never mind. But I think I'm down to Terrastalize. I should probably take advantage of the Terra Shell while I have it, shouldn't I? So I'll Terra Star Storm into the Incineroar slot and I'll Wild Bolt Storm. But they actually double attack, so they break Terra Shell. Oh, and they Parting Shot. Get me down to neutral special attack. Not great. Wild Bolt Storm is huge, though, as it gets rid of the Tornadus and knocks the Iron Bundle down to Sash. So a Terra Star Storm, excuse me, now finishes that off. And they forfeit. 1-1. 3 games left. Pretty good turnaround there. Raging Bolt, Oranguru, Miraidon, Incineroar, Whimsicott, and this thing, Blood Moon Ursaluna. So this is a tricky semi-Trick Room, semi-Tailwind, Electric Spam kind of team. Very interesting. Terapagos, Thunderous lead for sure. And then... I think I'll bring Iron Leaves. And... bring Sylveon. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a great mode into this. I think I kind of just have to hope that Thunderous Terapagos puts in work from the get-go. As I will start things right off by trying to get a Calm Mind and an Eerie Impulse into the Raging Bolt. So far, so good. It has Snarl, unfortunately. I don't have Covert Cloak Terapagos. But I can at least keep boosting my special defense. That's kind of a loser's game. I can swap to Iron Leaves. Also, they can instruct the Snarl and lower my special attack more quickly than I can boost it. Or they can instruct... oh yeah, that's what Psychic Noise does. I think I was mixing it up with Synchro Noise, that Gen 5 attack that only works into Pokemon of the same type. That Ursaluna is going to do a ton of damage, even with +2 special defense on Terapagos. But I'll stall at a Trick Room turn. And then I think Sylveon is probably my most expendable Pokemon. And I'll just go for Terra Star Storm. Hopefully we take 2 Hyper Voices at +2 special defense in Stellar form. Oh, it's Blood Moon this time. But it only does 25%. Instruct lets you Instruct lets you use Blood Moon twice in a row. I'm not sure I knew that, but I'm definitely not surprised. But that crit is bad news. That is a game-winning crit right there. Unfortunately, we're on the wrong side of it. As I'll just try to stall out this last turn of Trick Room. But then I think they can just protect the Ursaluna and get the Trick Room back up. Not really anything I can do to stop that. I think I just have to target the Ursaluna on the off chance that they don't protect, and otherwise I lose. Yeah, okay. Well, Terapagos might have given them an interesting game, but nope, the game had other ideas. That's okay, it happens. Good for them. 2 more to play. This person has Ice Rider, Calyrex, Farigiraf, Iron Hands, Sceptile, Primarina, and Galarian Moltres. I don't know what the Sceptile does here, but I know what my team's only game plan is. Thunderous is not that appealing into the Farigiraf. Actually, Sylveon's Baby Doll Eyes is also bad into that. And if I go for Yawn, they can protect. Well, which is more likely to trigger a Protect from the Calyrex? Sylveon in closed team sheet. Yawn, Sylveon, or Will-O-Wisp, Magmar. I'll lead Sylveon. I'll put Magmar in the back. And I suppose I'll bring Iron Leaves. I don't really have a better idea. Oh, is this terrain stuff? Or not terrain. Pledge stuff. Are these two going to use a pledge combo? The grass and water one is the swamp, which lowers my Pokemon speed. Which might make them slower than the Ice Rider. I would assume probably my opponent has game planned for something like that. That's really cool, if that is what they're doing. I'll just go for a Yawn into the Primarina slot, but I can't stop the pledge combo. Yeah. Look at that. The Terra Shell at least weakens it, but they do get their swamp. That's very cool. Always very cool to see pledge stuff. I'll just go for Yawn into the Sceptile slot. Maybe I should keep Yawning the Primarina slot. I don't know. Actually, also, I think I will Calm Mind if I think that the Primarina is likely to switch. Endeavor on the Sceptile. Fortunately, I haven't done any... Oh my god! This person is cooking. This person is a gamer. Endeavor Sceptile. It did lower Terapagos' HP a bit. It would, of course, have done more if I had Terrastalized there. And then the Misty Explosion. They can Endeavor again. That's really scary, actually. That's so scary. I'm going to Protect and Yawn the Calyrex. That's Terra Ice. Oh my god. They can Endeavor and then just annihilate me with Glacial Lance and with the Swamp Up. Maybe I needed to go for Baby Doll Eyes there. But in a position where I'm saying that, you know things aren't going well. The Sceptile is asleep, so I don't have to worry about Endeavor this turn. I only have to worry about +1 Terra Ice Glacial Lance when they're faster because of the Swamp. That's all. I'm going to Terrastalize, but I'm also going to fish for the double Protect, and I'm going to try to Will-O-Wisp the Calyrex. They go for Farigiraf. We do get the double Protect. Glacial Lance will not KO Magmar, there's no way. Not even half. And we get the Will-O-Wisp. That's huge. That's probably the start of the comeback there. They don't have their Swamp anymore, but I think they're going to go for Trick Room. I just click Terra Starstorm, and I can try to taunt the Farigiraf. I think they might Protect Calyrex and go for Trick Room with Farigiraf, so I'll try to taunt that. And it looks like that's exactly what they did. No Mental Herb. Don't really expect that on a Farigiraf. And we got back into the game, and they forfeited. That was a fun one. Alright. I'm actually going to save the replay for that. I might send that to the PDL Discord. That was a crazy game. One more, and we're 2-2 with this team, and this is the last game for the video. Alright. Rillaboom, Roaring Moon, Goldengo, Incineroar, Chien-Pao, and Rayquaza. I feel like Chien-Pao Rayquaza has fallen off. I don't hear about it lately, but... Oh, sorry for the zooming there. But here it is. And my team has one mode. And actually, Magmar Redirection looks pretty strong here. Maybe I get some Flame Body Burns. I also really like Sylveon here. Not so much into the Goldango. What do I have for the Goldango? I really don't have much of anything for the Goldango. I feel like the best I have might be Thundurus. Although, as I say that, I'm remembering that Eerie Impulse isn't going to work on Goldango. The Goldango is kind of a problem. But it's all the more reason to get... to hurry up and get some... Calm Minds in. That said, I'm going to Protect. I'm actually going to double Protect. Well, I already committed. I was thinking about trying to throw off a Will-O-Wisp into the Roaring Moon. But yeah, Protect to preserve my Terra Shell. Now I can try to Calm Mind and Will-O-Wisp the Roaring Moon. Can't Will-O-Wisp the Rillaboom, of course, because of its Terra. Ah, knockoff, of course. So now the only recovery that I get is from the Grassy Terrain, and that Wood Hammer did a lot of damage. The burn there relieves some pressure. The Grassy Terrain recovery does relieve a little bit of pressure. And here, I'm going to Calm Mind and Follow Me. feel like if I get to +2, then I can Terrasilize and try to hop off as Magmar gets through the turn at 40%. That's pretty good. 46 after the recovery. I will start the Terra Starstorm now, and I'll just follow me again. And we should be able to keep Terapagos alive at reasonable HP here. Kind of unfortunate, actually, to get rid of the grassy terrain, because I was benefiting from it, I think. The Terra Starstorm here annihilates the Terrasilized Rillaboom. The Roaring Moon is burned. I'm gonna go Thundurus because it's the best thing I have into the Goldango. As they go Rayquaza, so that's not great for me. That's definitely not great for me. I just have to hope that Terapagos gets through this. I'll click Wild Bolt Storm as well, as they actually Extreme Speed Thundurus. It doesn't do that much damage. I guess because, well, they're not Terrasilized, and they don't have the Chien-Pao next to it. I guess those multipliers make a big difference. As here, I actually feel pretty safe clicking the Terra Starstorm and another Wild Bolt Storm. Breaking Swipe is fine. It doesn't do that much damage, and my Pokemon are special attackers. The Wild Bolt Storm actually finishes both of them off. And we'll just Earth Power and Wild Bolt Storm into the Goldango. That should do it, I think. Yeah, that's really not doing much into +2 Terapagos. And that's 3 and 2. So unless I miscounted somewhere, and I don't think I did, I actually went positive with all 3 teams, which is absolutely not what I expected with these teams that I threw together super quickly for a silly filler video. But that's the power of the Halifax Masquerainmen for you. My Pokemon actually held their own here, and Regulation G is loads of fun. Love playing around with restricted Pokemon. Gonna get back to experimenting with that tomorrow, but for now, here is your Masquerainmen content just for a little break before the actual playoff sets begin. See you next week for the semifinals.